from Who Dares Rolls. I'm here with Gil Hover. Networks.
The Networks, yes,
The
sir.
Networks, which personally is a favourite of mine.
Thank you.
The movie Network is a favourite of mine.
Oh, cool.
So I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Very cool.
And it's kind of that cool vibe of you building a TV network from the real pay-to-view up to, you know, the great big HBOs of the world and all that.
Yeah, people have compared it. They've said it's like UHF, the board game, and
cool,
I'm very
yes.
flattered.
I'll go with that.
Yeah.
So is this your first time in the expo?
Yes, this is my first UK Games Expo, but considering it's so different than last year from what I've heard.
Big time, yes.
Yeah, so it seems like it's everybody's first time at the new face of UK Games Expo. I'm having a great time. I'm really liking this show.
Cool. I mean, it's leaped. I mean,
yes.
You know, we were in a hotel across the road last couple of years.
Yep.
And suddenly this is kind of like Essen style.
I'd compare this to the Americans back home. I would compare this to Origins.
Yes.
It's about the same size as Origins. The vendor hall is about the same size, so it's not a huge vendor hall, the kind of thing you can cover in a full day.
Yep.
You know, then when the vendor hall closes, you go and you play your games, or you can play your games in the meantime. There's a lot of interesting events. There's some great cosplay. And one thing, I really like the bring and buy. So they have this thing called the bring and buy, which is, instead of being a flea market, you give your games that you want to sell to the convention, and the convention sells them on your behalf and then gives you money minus a cut, and the cut goes to charity. So that's really wonderful.
It is kind of cool. It can be a bit of a kind of a knife fight in an elevator in there. I mean, it's kind of like...
Yeah.
And there's a lot of arm, especially this time of day, probably not a good idea to go in. It's a little armpity.
The line is quite long, so yes, but it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that at more conventions.
Cool, there you go, all you convention people. There's a hidden for you.
Yes.
How's Networks done? Because obviously you had the Kickstarter, which went really well.
So if you look at this table back here, this very bare table that doesn't have much on it, at the start of the show there were about 60 copies of the Networks. They're all gone. They left.
I didn't get one.
We sold the last one probably about 1 or 2 today on Saturday.
Cool.
So there were pretty much everybody who demoed a copy of the game bought one. So that was like at least one person in the table, one of the 3 or 4 bought a copy, and that's always a good sign.
Yeah,
you know,
I've
really
seen people with it, and people last night were talking about it.
I mean, that's really important to me, that it's like, it's not just I heard this game is cool, it's not just this game looks cool, it's I played this game and I really like it.
No, when I first saw the thing, and I'm kicking myself because we were busy yesterday, and I was going to come to you, and we didn't, so it's your fault. But no.
Now you pointed to the camera, so people watching will think,
no, it's not your fault.
You at home.
It's him behind the camera. It's all his fault. It's taskmaster. I'm glad to hear that it's really successful.
It's really super successful.
So obviously those who are watching this going, I want that. Where can they get it, and when can they get it?
Okay, well, for the moment, if you're watching this, when's this going to end?
This is probably going to be a couple of weeks from now, maybe a month or so.
There may or may not be, the pre-order may or may not still be up, but you can go to networksgame.tv to check that. That's networksgame.tv. So like Networks Game, one word, .tv, and that's going to be it's going to be $35 US plus shipping, which is going to translate into about 35 or 40 pounds.
Cool.
Is what it's going to translate.
And they've got distribution over here in the UK. Is that likely?
Yes, that's very likely to have distribution. So it should be in game stores here, and that's going to be around August is when that's going to happen.
Cool.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you for taking the time, Gil.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you for travelling across the pond, because that's quite a thing to...
Listen, any excuse, I love England, any excuse I can I can have to be here, I love.
You love the old Blighty. We'll return the favour one day. We'll go the other way.
Someday. It'll be great to have you over.
And it's nice to see you sporting a beard, sir, because there's a few of them around, but, you know, so many people don't put the effort, and it's nice to see you have.
Yeah, well, you know, a friend of mine has a convention game, and the convention game is called Dude Beard Glasses.
Nice.
Just because you look around a convention, Dude Beard Glasses, Dude Beard Glasses. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Gil. Brilliant.
My pleasure.
Fantastic that you take the time out for us.
Thanks so much. Great to chat with you, Mike.
Nice to meet you again. Cheers.